Hello everyone, my name is the Emerald, and today we're going to be making a video on the Civilizations Grand Cross, mainly Lancelot, the newest character to come out. Now I know it's been a while since my last video, a lot of stuff has happened with maybe college, but I am now on my break, so I should be able to make a lot more videos coming out. I do have a lot planned for Star Rail specifically, mainly for the 2.7 and 3.0 stuff, and I'll be talking a lot about that. But for now, I want to make a video on this character because I do think this character is pretty interesting overall, and I think a video on him is warranted. So, we'll quickly go over Lancelot. If you don't know, he is from the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse, and he, spoilers, is one of them. As you can see, we have a few interesting things to talk about. One thing is he is the first dual race character in the game. We all assumed Tristan was going to be the first one, but they for some reason kept that out and made him unknown. Who knows? But here we are, where he is both human and fairy, which is pretty interesting. So his kit is very long, so we'll talk about it when we go into the fight itself. We have him at 4-6 here. This isn't my account. This is a friend of my account because I didn't pull him, and I don't think I will, but I'll try my best. So we'll try him out on the team I have here. We're going to try him out on both fairies and humans. First, we're going to try him out on this fairy team. This fairy team is mainly just to out CC and see if we can just get some really easy kills with Lancelot. So let's put on some CC food here, because if we don't out CC, we are going to lose. Just straight up. So we'll go in and I will be talking about what the character does when we get into our first match. Alright, that was a bit of pain because for some reason the first match I was trying to go into, it absolutely crashed, but there it is. So, here we are, we're the first team. So we'll talk about everything while we get into it. So first this is such an annoying fight first. Alright, so we're gonna have to do this here. We'll see how this goes. So, main thing with Lancelot of Percival is he seems to be a very setup heavy character. Unless you do that, then things die. Yeah. But yeah, this character seems very setup heavy. So his single target has impact where it gets 3 times pierce rate and ignores all resistance. He also seemingly has what's it called? This single target is okay. Ow. This single target is alright, but honestly, it's not the main focus. Surprised he didn't go with an AoE or anything. Alright, so let's just check the hand real quick. Yeah, the rest of my own cards. Alright. We'll do... I'm gonna probably do... Let's do this. See if we can kill him. Just in case. And then I will do this. It should kill? Yeah, that kills. Easily. Yeah, single target is very strong once you get it going. It's fine, our goal isn't to kill, our goal is to petrify. And I think we got this in the bag from this point on. So yeah, the single target has impact where it has triple pierce, and the single target, the AoE, I believe, does more damage based on how much pierce rate you have, but I don't remember the full effect. We'll do this. We'll do this to apply a thing, and then we'll go in. Yeah, look how strong. Look how strong Lancelot is. Look how strong he is. I assume it's a bot, because a real person would have gone with all 2 cards. But yeah. It's really strong. I had to pull up everything because I don't remember what this character does off the top of my head because there's so much to the character. So here's the AoE. Yeah, it gets a 50% attack when using the skill and increases damage dealt by half your pierce rate. So we'll actually use it now. Why not? We have about 300% pierce rate from the passive, which I'll talk about in the next match because I didn't even get the chance to because he just wiped heal. Yeah, you can see this is very carries damage, and then that would have done extra damage because of his passive, which is just pretty fun in my opinion. Pretty fun. That absolutely sucked. Having to deal with this is a pain. Oh, cool, the family. We got the family in here this time. Alright, this is not the greatest of hands. We have to kill Lancelot. If we don't kill Lancelot, we're gonna get rid of King. I'm gonna get rid of King. I think King is a big worrisome. Oh man, yeah, we took care of everyone. Yeah, it's probably their bot. For some reason, whenever I try to match real people, it just doesn't work. Alright, so while the bot is doing his thing, let me explain this pass real quick. That is the ability. We'll talk about that talent in a second. So it's a unique ability, applies insight on the hero at the start of battle for 3 turns, where insight, it makes applicable allies damage taken lowered by 30%, and human allies getting 50% for each participant, for each one in that battle. Fairy allies get 5% base stats for each one in battle. So since we have a full fairy team here, we are getting 15% base stats. Let me quickly just... I think this kills. Yeah, we got him. I think this kills Lancelot too. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Also, by the way, the applicable allies are humans, fairies, and the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse. But you won't really set their one too much yet. No. Alright, there we go. Anything crash time? Unknown. Oh, yeah, I'll see something. Jesus. This might be a pain. Alright, so while this happens, let me quickly explain more. Lancelot also gets 5%, 8% max HP for each applicable ally participating in battle, which is pretty cool. Ow, that hurts. When the applicable ally uses a single target attack and deals damage, the marker insight is applied for 3 turns to a max of 1 enemy, which can be a pain. It's that little mark you see like under their feet. I have to attack that, which sucks. I guess you gotta go for this, I guess. Gotta go for it. That's a good damage. I think she might have died this actually. Yeah. Nice. That is the ultimate coming into play. We'll talk about that in a second. So, that market insight, basically it lowers the crit defense by 50%. The mark itself doesn't matter. It's to apply the AoE. So, in addition, each particular ally deals damage to an enemy afflicted with market insight. Lancelot gains an arrow, piercing arrow, and then that piercing arrow gives him 100% pierce rate. That's why most people, except for Lancelot, goated. Can we kill? No, we can't. We get stunned though, I think. We get a petrify. We did not get a petrify. All right, cool. All right, what's the hand looking like here? We can't kill her. So honestly, best thing that we do is to go for him. We have to go for Nanashi here. Let's do this. Yeah. I couldn't go for I can't target Demiurge and I can't go for Milim because of her damage cap. Oh, this would have been useful at the start. Well, Demiurge is not gonna be that big a deal because he does no damage without teams. It's just gonna be Milim. That might kill. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, that's one of the biggest problems with this team. Milim is too threatening. You can't do anything about it. Milim is just, well, I'll talk with my feelings about Milim in a little bit, but this character is, oh man. So we're gonna actually try a different team this time around. We're actually gonna try Lancelot on the human teams. Now there are a multitude of subs you can do with humans because they have just so many options. We're gonna run this one mainly with Escanor and Chaos Arthur. See how it goes. We're gonna have Sigurd in the back for some damage increase to see if Lancelot can do extra damage, because with humans he's supposed to be more defense oriented, but we need some damage to kick in, so we'll run this and see how it goes. Alright, here we are in this match with the first humans team. Now, one thing to explain here, this is the team you can run with humans, with Percival instead of Arthur. Once up here, we can't kill Arthur turn 1, we can't kill Asa turn 1. I think it's best if we try to get rid of Percy turn 1, I guess. Can we? No, I'll try to go for the next one. Oh, I didn't see we had there's no way he has retarded. Like, I refuse to believe it. No, I don't think so. That looks like that's just personal healing. It is, yeah. That is not gonna kill, I think. Never mind us. I thought the healing kicked it first, not the damage kicked it first. Alright, so in the ultimate, his ultimate is just like raw damage, increases attack rate up to 50%. He gets 3 arrows and he applies impact, which is triple pierce and resistance ignore. While the hero is participating in battle, enemies lifting with the mark under their feet have the damage dealt decreased by 20%, and when the hero uses an AoE skill other than the ultimate, so his only other AoE. Okay, interesting. Additional damage is dealt equal to a percentage of the damage dealt to enemies afflicted with Mark of Insight. That damage scales with how much ult you have. And then the talent, it removes a number of debuffs based on the number of enemies on field, and lets you see the enemy's hand. And then this goes away for 1 turn and takes cooldown 3 turns. So I think we just do this and clean up house. Wow, he's not gonna kill? Damn, Arthur, you kinda suck. He's gonna do the damage, yeah. Arthur, you kinda suck. We're gonna lose Lancelot here. Maybe we should have Esner AoE'd. Not the worst thing in the world. Nice. Is there anything else I'm missing? I don't know. There's so much of this character that I don't know. That's not gonna kill. I think that's everything off the top of my head. And what I'm looking at here, there's nothing really else here to mention. We'll do this, and then we'll AoE. Yeah, he's the one with Terminal Link, I thought so. Yeah, look at him. Yep. And then this look at Escanor. Yeah, so there's that. We got him out of the way. He's pretty fun. But there are some glaring issues that we'll go into the next match. Alright, here we are in the next match. So, the biggest problem with this character... Wow, Raw Demons, this is a bot. What, Raw Demons, you don't see that every day. The biggest problem with this character is, honestly, just that he is a much more convoluted Milim, in a sense. So let's just quickly, do this. That should clear yelled out the side. Oh yeah, no, she ain't living. Yeah, but I think the biggest problem with this character is that he is just... It just takes a little while to actually get him really rolling. Like, Hero is really good, right? But let's say this: if that was Milim, she would have killed Demiurge too with that attack, right? Because Milim, on her AoE, she does damage to everyone instead of just one character. So Lancelot is just like a more like watered down Milim in a sense, where he needs more setup to do like half of what Milim could do, right? Now, I guess the one good side to Lancelot is he has more teams that he can run other than Milim, because Milim is really stuck to like 1 to 2 teams at best. He has to do some more damage to get rid of the thing. But yeah, like he's stuck to really like one team. He also gets a lot of pierce rate too. Like if you look at his pierce rate, he is getting a lot, right? He's at 130. We can get more from just doing some attacks here. We'll do this. But yeah, like I said, I just think this guy, people are saying he's like the best unit in the game, and he just isn't. I think he's undertuned. I think he needs so much setup to really get the ball rolling, and by the time that happens, Milim is probably just gonna wipe you dead. Like that's the biggest problem with this character. Wow, you bit Arthur's washed. Arthur's washed. He needs to give him a relic. Play it, but yeah. this character is just not enough per se. He just doesn't do as much as Milim does. I don't really want to say that all the time, but it's true. Like, he just doesn't do what Milim does. Milim is just at a faster rate, right? Like, he needs like 2 cards, like 3 or 4 cards to like get his AoE rolling, whereas Milim only needs 2 cards and then her AoE goes rolling. Alright. Most likely the last match, because the PC client is actually just a piece of dog water and it keeps disconnecting for like matches like every like 3 to 4 matches, and I just can't handle it anymore. But yeah, character is really strong, but we need a curb stomp to Milim. I can get rid of Lancelot, honestly. Lancelot goes, the whole thing goes. But yeah, the biggest problem is it's just too much setup. Like, to get the mark even on, you have to do a single target with a very specific, like, you have to do a single target on enemy, and then you have to do another attack to get the arrow, and then your AoE does like solid damage. Like, that's a lot of work for that, when Milim would have just done, like, had her allies do 2 attacks and then bam, done, it's over. Like, you see what I mean? The character requires a lot of setup, which is just, while it's not awful, but it's just that Milim could do it better. Milim could just do it better. I wish you find. Like, had it been like this Percival, where he applies it the moment he used, like, the moment they use the card, then I think he would have been better. He would have gotten the arrow, and like, he would have gotten probably 2 arrows on it, and it wouldn't have been that complicated. But that's not what happens here at all. I think I'll just do this. No, that's the last time. Like, that's just the biggest problem. Yeah, it's a good thing to get that. I mean, I guess this person potentially damage though. So I guess that's the reason. But yeah, this character is just too much setup is required to like get him really rolling. Unlike Milim, where Milim doesn't need that major amount of setup to like really get that like damage train rolling in. So here we are back at Lancelot's page. If we quickly take a look at his passive, which is a lot, as you can see, look, an applicable ally has to use a single target attack and deal damage to have that marker insight. So if they have dodge shroud, this doesn't proc. If you use an AoE, it doesn't proc. If you use a single target with a non-applicable ally, which I don't know why you would, but let's say you do, doesn't proc. Right? Like, a lot of things have to be applied for this to really go through. You know what this reminds me of? It's nowhere near the same, right? But it just reminds me of this. It reminds me of when Ainz released, right? The Ainz for the Overlord collab. He came out and everyone thought he was gonna be like really good, but the problem was, like, everyone saw instant death and went, oh my god, that's like the strongest thing ever. It just instantly killed them. But to even get this off, it's so specific. The enemy has to have 4 death brand, which means you can't get it turn 1. And then even then, you then have to use a single target attack with Ainz himself to even proc it, and then you had to wait another turn for it to actually go through. So they could just cleanse it because it was a red debuff. It's kind of like that, where there's just so many like restrictions on a very specific thing, and quite possibly your strongest attribute, that it just really hinders the character, right? Unlike with the strongest character right now, which is the LR Milim, who doesn't need all that kind of setup. She just needs 2 allies to do skills, which it could be any ally too. She doesn't have restrictions on teams. You're just going to be using her on the nice OSC change. You're going to be using her on Node, because Unknown has just like the crazy support known to mankind. So let me just quickly change this music. I am not the biggest fan of his music. So yeah, Milim is just not, and like, it's not comparable. This character is so much easier and stronger than Lancelot is, that it's insane, right? Because like, look what you're doing. You show up, you get these 2 stacks of Dragon Power, right? They basically just make you take less damage, yada yada yada, right? Then once and any ally use any skill, or she takes damage, like, you see how easy it is to actually get rid of these? You go first, you can get rid of it turn 1. You go second, you can get rid of it turn 1 if they dare use an AoE, right? All stats of the hero increase 7% each time a stack of Dragon Powers. Laws, And then once all is removed, you get Dragon Power, which gives you just absolute God incarnate, right? It just gives you God incarnate power. And that Dragon Power gives you Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage gives you just basically the strongest thing, because this AoE is actually stupid, right? It's actually stupid. It gives you double crit damage, it ignores any resistance, and then you just deal 50% damage, because why not, right? Like, literally the only thing she doesn't have is a rank up, but if you use UR with her, that's not a problem, right? Do you see how stupid this character is? Lancelot is trying to be like her, but with a lot more steps taken. And that's just not enough in this. I love how slow it is. It's great. And that's just not what is needed, right? Like, he just needs faster build-up. I think his damage is great once you build him up, but you might not get that chance to build up if Milim does the haha funny and then just wipes your team. On top of that, I think one of his team's fairies, while it is good, it's not tanking Milim to the face. It just isn't. Unless the Milim throws 2 cards like an absolute idiot, and then she gets nerfed by the Glock's commandment, then yeah, sure. But in more cases than not, you are going to lose to Milim if you go second, which on fairies you most likely will because they're in URs. That's just the problem with Lancelot. I don't think he's a bad character, he just is underappreciated. Well, that's the best way of putting it. I think he's overshadowed by Milim because Milim is just the best hero in the game. I don't think there's any argument over that. When we get a counter, because it's not a matter of if, only when we get a counter to LR Milim, Lancelot will have a better chance in the spotlight, unless that unit is green and one-shots Lancelot, then he's screwed too. But when Milim goes, I think Lancelot has a much higher chance of coming back. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the character of Lancelot. Really, I love the character in the series. He's probably one of my favorites ever. Top 3 definitely. I'm curious to see what they go out with the format Apocalypse. We are still missing a grown-up Tristan and a Gawain from this series, alongside like Team Percival with like Donnie, Annie, Najin, like all those characters. So curious to see what they all do with them. Hopefully they are at least just like either support for Lancelot or just are unique enough to where they're kind of fun. As long as it's not stupid as Milim, because Milim is the dumbest character in the game by far. That's it. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.